Hey everybody, it's Chase with American Vintage Adventures again, and today we are here at Magic Kingdom continuing our Guide to series. Now today it is AVA's Guide to Magic Kingdom Tomorrowland. So we are specifically going to stay here in Tomorrowland. I'm going to give you all the sights and sounds, all the information, the fun facts, the tidbits, everything you need to know about Tomorrowland to make your vacation and your trip to Tomorrowland just a little bit more special. We're going to talk about the rides, we're going to cover the rides, we're going to cover the food, we're going to cover the shows, and we're going to talk about the history behind them and everything you need to know to surprise your family and friends with your knowledge of Tomorrowland. So come with me, I got you on this AVA Guide to Magic Kingdom Tomorrowland edition. Let's go do this. Now, if you've ever walked through Tomorrowland and you've looked up and you saw these futuristic looking palm trees with coconuts and just figured they were supposed to be a futuristic representation of a tree, well, you're not completely wrong, but you're not completely right either. These trees are actually supplying power to Tomorrowland. Let me show you how. So the leaves, or the palm fronds here, are actually collecting solar power, and that power is stored down here in these coconuts. And when those coconuts are full and completely charged, they take those coconuts and they actually use the power stored in them to help power Tomorrowland. So it's a very futuristic idea, it's a very clean energy idea, and you know, it really goes with the theming of Tomorrowland. Is it practical on a worldwide basis? No. Do normal palm trees have coconuts? Definitely not metal ones. But is it a fun feature and something that helps immerse you further in the futuristic feeling of Tomorrowland? It absolutely is. Fun fact about Tomorrowland is that all of the plants that are planted in Tomorrowland are edible. Now, maybe you wouldn't want to eat them, but you could. There's actually a name for it called future culture that the Imagineers put in, looking to create a sustainable tomorrow. So in the future, they have all the plants that they've planted as edible. Do they look edible to me? I don't know, but that's the word. No trip and no guide to Tomorrowland would be complete without Space Mountain. And we are on our way over right now to catch a lightning lane for Space Mountain. Now, while it is one of the most iconic things at Disney World and at Tomorrowland, with its beautiful big building and the spires and conquering the mountains, it is not an opening day ride. It is, however, the OG. So Disneyland has a Space Mountain, Disneyland Paris has a version of Space Mountain, but Space Mountain at Tomorrowland at Magic Kingdom at Disney World is the original OG Space Mountain. So we can't film on it anymore. So I'll add some footage from when you could film on it that I got, and we're gonna go inside and check out Space Mountain because it is an icon and part of your guide to a great day here at Tomorrowland in Magic Kingdom.
Children at all times. And remember that passengers in wheelchairs must transfer into the rocket to participate in this launch. Thank you, and enjoy your flight.
So Space Mountain was fun as always. It is a very back correcting roller coaster, even though it was a little bit lighter in there today, so I could see a little bit more. I'm not sure what was going on with that, but it's usually a coaster in pitch black dark and you can't see what's going, and it is rickety and it jerks you around a little bit, but it is absolutely a must-do if you are going to complete a day in Tomorrowland. You can't do that without riding Space Mountain. Now when you come out of Space Mountain, you come into the gift shop as usual, but it is a older gift shop called the Launch Depot, and it's been here a long time, but now it has been really changed up and redone to account for the Tron Light Cycle opening. So a lot of the more vintage, older, classic things that you could do or buy in here are gone, and it's more of a Tron-centric gift shop. So I'm going to give you a look around and let you have a look at how things have changed in here. Everywhere you look, there is Tron gear, which, as an 80s movie nerd and a sci-fi nerd, I find interesting because while this was a pretty popular movie and ahead of its time, the original, the reboot sequel didn't do as well, and I'm not sure that it will be sustainable from a merchandise or hype standpoint. There is almost nothing left in here that has anything to do with Space Mountain. It is all Tron. All Tron. All the time. The other problem I feel like Tron has as far as sustainability is it's already an old ride. It was at Tokyo Disney or Shanghai Disney for years before it was brought here, and then it took 5 or 6 years to build. So we're really getting a 15-year-old ride here as a new ride versus Guardians of the Galaxy. It's just a wildly popular movie series and a ride that is just absolutely original and next level. So we'll see how Tron does over time. Right now, let's continue our AVA's guide to Tomorrowland and check out some more stuff. Here we go.
Next station is Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress.
Not that I'm going to do it, but you can even get your face painted over here in Tomorrowland. I don't know. Maybe a little something. Now, as far as food goes in Tomorrowland, it doesn't get much more classic than Cosmic Ray's Starlight Cafe, which is a quick service, counter service meal spot here in Tomorrowland, where you can get your burgers, your chicken fingers, your fries, your normal theme park items, but you can also be treated to a serenade, a performance by Sunny Eclipse.
You know, I recently heard the universe was expanding. Guess it's time to loosen the old asteroid belt. For those of you just joining me, I'm Sunny Eclipse, bringing you the sunny side of entertainment all the way from the planet Zork. Whoa! Can you guys bring this thing down a bit? Testing. Yeah, that's better, thanks. As I was saying, we're here at the Starlight Lounge doing our little show from opening to closing every day. And if you've been out there wondering where my backup photos are coming from, frankly, so am I. They're invisible. I call them my space angels.
Now, Sunny Eclipse has actually been performing here at the Starlight Cafe since 1995, so he's almost got 30 years of service in here at the Starlight Cafe. So you can come in, get your burger. Sometimes they have special burgers. You can get your fries, you can get your chicken fingers, and then you can listen to Sunny Eclipse do his thing at Cosmic Rays Starlight Cafe. Can't beat a little serenade by Sunny Eclipse. Just gonna take a little stroll through Cosmic Rays. The topping bar has still not come all the way back yet. It's just pre-packaged stuff like your ketchups, your barbecue sauce, your honey mustard, your creamers, all that. When it comes back to its full self, you will have extra lettuce, tomato, pickles, jalapenos, things like that that you can get up here on the bar as well. Make yourself a little burger salad with and really good food. Here's another little known fact of Cosmic Rays. If you grab the right seating, you can have a spectacular view. Now, you're not going to be able to see me because I'm backlit, but who cares? Look at this seating. Look at this view from inside Cosmic Rays. So you can hear Sunny Eclipse do his thing. You can get a burger. You can sit right here and look at the castle and have a great time. Hopefully you guys can see this. This is the menu here at Cosmic Rays. Their big claim to fame is the Triple B burger. It's a special burger. It's an Angus burger with bacon, cheddar spread, crispy onions, and a Coca-Cola cherry barbecue sauce. So that's sort of their special, but they have your standard theme park fare, regular burger, grilled chicken sandwich, fried chicken sandwich, a spicy fried chicken sandwich, a crispy noodle salad with shrimp. You got your chicken strips. You got a plant-based option burger, your kids' meals with the grilled chicken sandwich or macaroni and cheese, slushy. You got the lunar lemonade, which for you adults, for Adults Do Disney guide. I hear that the lunar lemonade and some of the other lemonades around the parks, the frozen, those are good if you somehow maybe get them back to your room, add vodka, however you want to do that. I don't know. I certainly wouldn't know about that. But then you have the rest of your assorted drinks. Cosmic Rays definitely is your standard theme park fare, but it's really about, if you're coming in here, it's getting into the air conditioning, it's being wrapped up in the Tomorrowland theme, and having to check out Sunny Eclipse over there and let him do his thing. You can sit and have great views and just sort of more immerse yourself in Tomorrowland if this is where you're going to spend a good portion of your day now that Tron and Space Mountain and Buzz, Carousel of Progress, all these things are here. Maybe you don't want to leave, and for AVA's Guide to Tomorrowland, this is my recommendation to grab you something to eat while you're here. All right, let's go check out more of Tomorrowland. The People Mover is another one of those rides that's been here for so long. People imagine that it is an opening day Tomorrowland ride. it wasn't ready on opening day. It wasn't here on opening day. But it is a cult classic, a cult favorite, one of my favorite ways to enjoy Tomorrowland, see all the sights and sounds of Tomorrowland from up high, and, you know, also get off your feet for 15 or so minutes. Usually the wait is pretty short, and you get some behind-the-scenes looks at Space Mountain. It's a sort of a guide to Tomorrowland in and of itself. So when we talk about AVA's guide to Tomorrowland, it sort of hinges on getting on the People Mover, because it's going to give you a guided tour of Tomorrowland. So let's go check out the People Mover, and then we'll check out some more stuff here in Tomorrowland.
Greetings, intergalactic travelers. Welcome aboard the People Mover, presented by Enterprise. I'm Borat 5, your guide aboard this highway in the sky, the absolute best way to see Tomorrowland. And my stars, is there ever lots to see? From spacecraft to monster labs, there's really nothing like today in Tomorrowland.
For your safety, if you have wings, jetpacks, or gravity measures, please do not take flight while on board. Thank you.
The next station is Tomorrowland Urban Planning and Star Traders. Transfer to green and red lines.
Don't worry, your express train keeps on rolling through the future, right by two of my favorite spots. First up, Progress City, Walt Disney's amazing dream for a community of tomorrow. Did you know Progress City inspired Epcot? And a lot of the visionary ideas throughout Walt Disney World. Look, there's even a tiny People Mover. I wonder if there's a tiny bull rack.
This is a key hub here in Tomorrowland. When you need a pick-me-up and keep going, they have a Joffrey's. Joffrey's Revive. This is the Joffrey stand here in Tomorrowland. You can get all of your coffees. You can get you a shaken Jamaican. You can get you a nitro cold brew. You can get water, Powerade, whatever you need to pick you up and keep you going. As you can see, it is always a popular spot. So a fun fact about the Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger spin sign, it is actually the sign from a previous older ride. What ride is that? Well, it is actually the same sign used for the Delta Dream Flight a long time ago, if you remember that. And the sign was just repainted, reimagined, and now, voila, it is Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger spin sign, all brand new. Well, not new, it's been here a while now, but it was the Delta Dream Flight. There are definitely some tips and tricks on Buzz Lightyear. The main tips and tricks comes from the end when you see Zurg. Aim for the Z at the bottom, and that's worth about 100,000 points every time you hit it. Down there.
Maximum acceleration.
I hit it a few times right there. So that time I only got 354,000. I was a space ace, but if you hit that Z down at the bottom, underneath Zurg, on the very bottom, it's worth $100,000. I wish 100,000 points every time you hit it. And then when you finish, you come out obviously into the gift shop that is very Toy Story themed. Gotta love Pizza Planet. The Chosen One. Oh, black and white Woody. That's pretty cool. Like I said, you can get all your Toy Story merchandise, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's the one in Disneyland is better because you can pick up the gun and fire, and the targets fall down and light up when you hit them. But this isn't a Disneyland tour. This is a Magic Kingdom Tomorrowland tour and guide. So let me guide you to the next stop on our tour on ABA's Guide to Tomorrowland. Carousel of Progress is actually an interesting story. It is not a day one ride or show, but it is actually older than Disney World. That is because it was actually originally made for the New York World's Fair, and eventually it was boxed up and made its way here to Disney World, where it has been ever since. And to me, it is 100% identifiable with Walt and Disney. Even the song itself, where it says a man has a dream and that's a start, the real lyrics to that were changed so that it was more broad, but it was Walt had a dream and that's the start. He followed his dream with mind and heart, and he did. Without Walt's dream and him going after it, we wouldn't have Disneyland, we wouldn't have Disney World, we wouldn't have any of this. So the Carousel of Progress stands as a testament to him, and it's always a fun ride. Let's go in there, check it out, get out of the heat for a few minutes, and let you see a little bit of the Carousel of Progress.
Carousel of Progress was Walt's own idea from beginning to end. He loved it. He introduced the show at the World's Fair in New York City in 1964, and it was an immediate smash hit. Millions of people came to see it. And since then, the Carousel of Progress has had more performances than any other stage show in the history of American theater. You know, Walt loved the idea of progress, and he loved the American family. And he himself was probably as American as anyone could possibly be. He thought it would be fun to watch the American family go through the 20th century, experiencing all the new wonders as they came. And he put them together in a show called Carousel of Progress, which we are now about to see. I know, dear. And they probably never will.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got to put the laundry over the line before it starts raining cats and dogs.
Don't worry, Rover. She didn't mean real dogs. Besides, it's not going to rain today. My lumbago isn't acting up.
I'm not going to say I hope so.
Boy, you gotta come down.
No privacy is all around this place.
Sorry, Orville.
So the Carousel of Progress is always so much fun. I always feel like a little closer to Walt, or I think about Walt a lot more when I'm in there, and I think about the passage of time and good old Americana. I mean, it just makes you have all the good vibes, and it is a fun way to beat the crowds. You're not going to have to wait long on it if you're over here in Tomorrowland, and it's 20 minutes in the air conditioning, relaxed, watching a show that is good for the whole family, and it is definitely part of our guide here to Tomorrowland. Now, inside the Merchant of Venus, which used to be a merchandise store, we now have Auntie Gravity's ice cream and smoothies, which is exactly what it says. You can come in here and get your ice cream, your sundaes, your smoothies, your floats, and sit down in here or bring it outside. We're going to take a look around. You get a brownie sundae, floats. I love a good Coke float. Or you can just get some standard ice cream, chocolate milkshake. This is the place to be to come and cool off over here in Tomorrowland with some ice cream and some chocolatey goodness. That brownie sundae sounds on point, and for only $7 and change, really sounds like a good option right now. But I'm gonna try to hold out a little bit longer today and cover this guide for all you guys so that you can have the best day ever here at Tomorrowland. All right, so next up for food in Tomorrowland is the lunching pad. So launching pad, lunching pad. This is the big main place to grab a quick bite right in the middle of Tomorrowland, right at the base of the People Mover and the Astro Orbiter. Here you can get your Mickey pretzels, which you'll see in just a minute. You can grab a hot dog or a chili cheese dog. They had the Walt's chili cheese all beef hot dogs for the 50th, and they had some special chicken wings called If You Had Wings for the 50th. And that was sort of a callback to the Delta Dream Flight song, If You Had Wings. So you can grab your little snacks here. We are going to get a Mickey pretzel, and I am going to show you the last time I had a Mickey pretzel here at the lunching pad in our Tomorrowland's AVA guide. Let's give it a try. Ear first. It's a Mickey pretzel. Even with no cheese, you're in the Magic Kingdom, you're eating a Mickey pretzel. It's a good AVA day. You know we have to try our Mickey pretzel with the cheese sauce, the plastic cheese, the cheese substance, the cheese adjacent liquid. The cheese adds a lot to it. Even though we all know it's not cheese, it makes me think of an old horror movie called The Stuff that everybody loves, and it's secretly going to try to infect them all. Maybe check that one out. It's a really old horror movie. I don't care. It's delicious. I'm at Disney. I'm eating a Mickey pretzel with cheese sauce. I'm having a great day. Now, if your trip to Tomorrowland includes merchandise, there is definitely some merchandise in here for you. Besides the shops outside of the Space Ranger spin and the Tron and Space Mountain rides, you also have Star Traders, which is a big store in here that has all different types of merchandise. It's not just Star Wars. Yes, they do have some Star Wars, but they have all kinds of merchandise. We'll go in there and take a quick look around, see what kind of merch you can get that isn't just more specific to a ride, like you would get mostly Toy Story stuff after Buzz Lightyear Space Rangers spin. This is more overall Disney merchandise. So here we go. Thumb right in and bam, Spirit jerseys. Do have oh look, they have good taste in hats. In case you ever needed your own Space Mountain. I don't know, is that a cup? Is that a sugar dish? Is that a cup or a sugar dish? I don't know. It's like some shirts, some sweatpants, some pajamas, some sleeveless shirts, some ears that I can't say I've seen before. They look like if Dipping Dots ice cream made ears. So that's just a quick look around Star Traders. Just it has your basic kind of wide variety of Disney merchandise. But if you're over here in Tomorrowland and you want something that it isn't just ride themed, you can check out Star Traders and maybe they'll hook you up with that tangible memory you're looking for. Of course, when you're talking about Tomorrowland nowadays, you also have to talk about Monsters Laugh Floor. Now, Monsters Laugh Floor is a show. It's about 15 minutes long, but it is, of course, Monsters themed, and they're trying to get the laughs and get the power when they figure out that the scares do not work. And it's got Mike Wazowski. It is really funny. There are live performers back there that actually pick people out of the audience, do stuff, do the show. So it's like a comedy skit. And it is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun for the whole family, especially if you're one of the ones that kind of gets singled out in there. It's a lot of fun. And it is a lot of fun to cool off in there for about 15 minutes. It's another one of those spots here in Tomorrowland where you can beat the heat and recharge and get ready for the rest of your day here in Tomorrowland. Let's go check out some more stuff before we wrap up our ABA's guide to Tomorrowland. So high in the sky above Tomorrowland is the Astro Orbiter. Now, if you want some views of the entire park, I really suggest riding this at night because you're going to be at the highest point that you can get inside Disney World's Magic Kingdom, and you're going to have some beautiful views of all of the park completely lit up at night. That is my favorite, and it is the beacon, it is the weenie, as Walt would say, that you see when you first walk into the Tomorrowland corridor that draws you down here. Even before you see Space Mountain, you see the Astro Orbiter. Clouds behind the castle. Looks super cool.
Thank you.
All right.
Pilots, prepare for liftoff.
I've engaged Lincoln Hawks mode. I'm ready to go. All right, we're gonna go up higher. Can you take me higher? Oh, I got a hold on to my hat. Definitely underrated. It goes the fastest when it's coming in for a landing. All right, there you have it. Oh yeah, quick pro tip. there is now a new entrance underneath the Tron Light Cycle to the backside of Fantasyland. It takes you right underneath Tron. You can get in Tomorrowland and out of Tomorrowland in a whole new way. Of course, just like Tomorrowland, and progress never stops over here. Moving into the future, we have TRON LIGHT CYCLE RUN, which I talked about earlier. It's kind of back to the future because the ride is really already about 15 years old by the time we get in here. But for us, it's new, and it keeps Tomorrowland moving forward. And it is the latest, greatest thing here in Tomorrowland. It is a roller coaster. It has no inversions, but it is pretty fast. And it is a motorcycle style. You sit on it and lean forward like on a motorcycle. And we are going to give it a try for the first time today. You can't record on it, so I'll try to put some footage on here that Disney allows us to have. You have to put everything in a locker. I do have a virtual queue time to return, and we're going to come over here and tackle the TRON Light Cycle Run. Let's go do this. So TRON Light Cycle Run is a lot of fun. It's really, really short, and it is fast. I feel like it's pretty uncomfortable. I'm about 6'3", 245 pounds, and it's tough because I have big calves and long legs, so it's rough on that. But you can always check the seat out front. If people aren't taking pictures, they really need a second seat for you to test, and not one that's test and pictures, and see if it fits you. There is a cart in the back that sits like a normal roller coaster if you don't fit, so that's something to keep in mind. Also, you have to put stuff in a locker. It is not like other coasters here at Disney. Even though it doesn't go upside down, you can't take anything with you. You have to put it in a locker. It is a lot of fun. It isn't on par with Guardians of the Galaxy in any way. I think that's one of the best, most original coasters that I've ever ridden. So it's not to that level, but it's older. Technically, it's older. So keep that in mind, but come out and enjoy it. It expands our day here. It expands the guide of Tomorrowland and everything that you can do. So that makes it a winner in my book. Come out and try it. But right now, we are going to finish up the AVA guide to Tomorrowland with one of the original classics, the only one that's still standing, the one that we talked about earlier. We're going to end our AVA guide with a ride on the Tomorrowland Speedway Grand Prix. Let's go do it. Now, it might seem hard to believe given all the rides and experiences that are in Tomorrowland today, especially with the opening of TRON Light Cycle Run. You've got Space Mountain, you've got Buzz Lightyear, you've got Carousel of Progress, you have Monsters Inc., you have all these things to do, but when Tomorrowland first opened on opening day, it was not finished. And the only two rides available were the Sky Buckets that went over to Fantasyland that are no longer here, and the very loud and noisy and oftentimes smelly Grand Prix Tomorrowland Speedway right here behind me. So It has definitely grown since then, but one classic still remains. Now, don't get me wrong, Space Mountain is a classic and it is quintessential Disney, but it was not open running on opening day. As far as opening day goes, you have one ride standing, and that is Tomorrowland Speedway. Standing and ready to ride. There is no guided tour. There is no guide. There is nothing that you can do to replace riding the only last remaining, surviving, never gonna kill it ride at Tomorrowland in Magic Kingdom, riding the Tomorrowland Speedway Grand Prix, and that's what we're doing. It gives you some great views. You can see Space Mountain, the TRON Light Cycle. It is loud, it is bumpy. You will feel like a milkshake when you're done, but it's a lot of fun. So let's finish out our AVA guide to Tomorrowland with one last ride. We are coming to the end of our ride on the cars and to the end of our guide to Magic Kingdom's Tomorrowland. All right, adventurers, I think that is going to do it for our guide to Tomorrowland. I hope you have enjoyed AVA's guide to Magic Kingdom Tomorrowland edition. I hope you've learned a few things. I hope you've seen some things that you haven't seen before. I hope you've found some Easter eggs and some inside info that you can share to impress your friends and family the next time you're here. I hope you enjoyed it. We're going to continue to do these and give more and more for each land at each park and do everything we can to make sure you have the best time ever here at Disney World. So until next time, this is Chase with American Vintage Adventures saying have a great AVA day. I hope you enjoyed AVA's guide to Tomorrowland, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye. Progress never stops. See you later.